Have you ever walked through a forest and felt like you were in a silent, ancient world? What if I told you that it's not silent at all? That all around you, the trees are having complex conversations. No, it's not fantasy, it's cutting-edge science. Trees communicate, they cooperate, they even warn each other of danger. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden world of tree communication, and trust me, you'll never look at a forest the same way again. So, how do they do it? It's not with words, of course. Their language is a complex mix of chemical signals, electrical impulses, and a vast underground network. Think of it as nature's internet. A biological superhighway connecting almost every plant in the forest. Scientists call this the Wood Wide Web. The main players in this network are fungi, specifically mycorrhizal fungi. These fungi form a symbiotic relationship with tree roots. The tree provides the fungus with sugars from photosynthesis, and in return, the fungus extends its vast network of tiny threads, called mycelium, far beyond what the tree's roots could reach on their own. This network acts like a massive extension cord, helping the tree absorb water and essential nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen from the soil. But this is just the beginning of their partnership. This fungal network is the very infrastructure for communication. Imagine a single mother tree, one of the oldest and largest trees in the forest. It's connected to hundreds of other trees, both young and old, through this mycelial network. It acts as a central hub, a kind of wise elder for the community. Through this network, the mother tree can send resources to where they're needed most. For example, it can shuttle carbon and nutrients to its own seedlings, giving them a head start in life, especially if they're growing in a shady spot with little access to sunlight. It's a form of parental care, a mother nurturing her offspring. But it's not just about family. These mother trees also support other and related trees in the community. They share resources with neighbors who are struggling, ensuring the overall health and resilience of the entire forest. It's a beautiful example of cooperation in nature, challenging the old idea that it's all just ruthless competition for survival. The forest is more like a connected society than a battlefield. One of the most fascinating aspects of tree communication is their ability to warn each other of danger. Let's say an acacia tree in the African savanna is being eaten by a giraffe. The damaged leaves release a chemical warning signal into the air, a specific gas, ethylene. Nearby acacia trees detect this gas. They understand it as a distress call, meaning danger is here. In response, they start pumping tannins and other bitter compounds into their own leaves. This makes their foliage taste terrible, discouraging the giraffe from eating them. The trees literally warn each other to make themselves unpalatable. It's a coordinated defense system. This isn't limited to airborne signals. The Wood Wide Web plays a crucial role here too. When a tree is attacked by insects, like bark beetles, it can send electrical and chemical signals down through its roots and into the fungal network. These signals travel through the mycelium to neighboring trees. The message is clear: prepare for an attack. The other trees then have time to ramp up their own chemical defenses before the insects even arrive. They might produce sticky resin to trap the bugs or release compounds that attract predatory insects to come and eat the pests. The forest acts as one giant, interconnected immune system. Dr. Suzanne Simard, a pioneer in this field of research, has done incredible experiments to prove this. In one study, she used radioactive carbon isotopes to trace the flow of carbon between trees. She covered a birch tree with a plastic bag and filled it with radioactive carbon dioxide gas. The tree photosynthesized, incorporating this radioactive carbon. Soon, she was able to detect that same radioactive carbon in a nearby Douglas fir tree. The carbon had traveled from the birch, through its roots, into the fungal network, and then into the fir tree. This was concrete proof that trees were sharing resources through this underground web. And the communication is incredibly sophisticated. Trees can recognize their own kin. Studies have shown that mother trees are more likely to send resources to their own seedlings than to stranger seedlings. They can distinguish family from foreigners. How they do this is still a bit of a mystery, but it suggests a level of recognition we never thought possible in the plant kingdom. They also seem to regulate their own growth to avoid overly competing with their neighbors. When a seedling grows too close to a parent tree, the parent can sometimes limit the resources it sends, encouraging the seedling to establish its roots a little further away. It's a form of forest planning, ensuring that resources are distributed fairly and the community remains healthy. This communication isn't just about sharing and defense. Trees also use the network to sabotage their rivals. Some species, like the black walnut, are known for this. They release toxic chemicals into the soil through their roots, a process called allelopathy. These chemicals inhibit the growth of other plants nearby, clearing out the competition for sunlight, water, and nutrients. The fungal network can, and fortunately, act as a conduit for these chemical weapons, spreading them to unsuspecting neighbors. So, while there is a lot of cooperation, there's still a bit of competitive warfare happening beneath our feet. Even the way trees die is a community event. When an old tree is dying, it doesn't just hoard its resources. Instead, it begins to transfer its remaining carbon, nitrogen, and other valuable nutrients into the network, a final act of giving back to the community that supported it for centuries. This death dump provides a massive boost to the surrounding trees, especially the younger ones, ensuring its legacy lives on in the health of the forest. It's like an elder passing on their wisdom and wealth to the next generation. So, what does all this mean for us? Understanding that a forest is a single, interconnected superorganism changes everything. It means that when we clear-cut a forest, we're not just removing individual trees. We are destroying an ancient, complex social network. We're severing communication lines that have existed for centuries. When we remove those vital mother trees, we're essentially orphaning the entire forest, leaving the younger trees vulnerable and without the support they need to thrive. This new understanding calls for a more holistic approach to forestry and conservation. Instead of just planting single-species plantations, we need to protect the diversity and complexity of old-growth forests. We need to preserve those hub trees and the intricate fungal networks they command. Selective logging, which targets only certain trees while leaving the core network intact, is far less damaging than clear-cutting. Next time you're out in nature, take a moment. Put your hand on the bark of a tree. Think about the incredible, silent conversations happening all around you. Think about the network of life pulsing beneath your feet, the sharing of resources, the warnings of danger, and the nurturing of the young. The forest is not just a collection of trees, it's a living, breathing, communicating community. And by understanding their language, we can learn to be better stewards of this incredible world. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the secret life of trees. If you found this as amazing as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders of the natural world. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you believe trees are intelligent? I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.